Coming up on today's episode, good day YouTube, here with you this day to explain what I'm up to. I know I didn't know if I was going to get a video out today or not. As you can see, that part of the workbench and surrounding area that the camera is pointed at is fairly cluttered. That's not the worst part though. If we look down here a little bit, and I'll try to do this as smoothly as possible, you can see there's a box of random pieces of wood, and that is from the kitchen area. Now, some of you know I have been cleaning my house and trying to get most of the mess contained in this room, and I'm trying to do that in an organized fashion to where it is accessible. So that's the whole thing. Over there in the corner also you can see, now most of this came from the old shop, especially that piece back there behind the chair and in front of the other tripod and 3D printer. That was the extension that came out from the main bench there, and had the tube tester was in that and stuff, and so that's that piece there, and it never has been taken apart, and that's one of the things I want to do today. Get that all apart and stack up the lumber somewhere. And back to this box, this is going to be completely redone. Alright, well, the good old Samsung decided to do its usual thing and stop recording. But anyway, as I started to say, this box here, I'm going to go through that and get rid of a lot of the smaller pieces and try to break down the pieces as best I can to fit in a box that can be stored somewhere nicely. And that one's just overcrowded. It's bulging at the sides, as you can see. And I still have a few more pieces in the dining rooms where that is, but they're going to need to be torn apart also. I'm trying to get all that done today. So before I talk too much, as I usually do, I want to get something done, and let's get some things done, and we'll take a look and see what I got done once I get it done. Alright, well, there you can see it. It is now cleaned out, most of it anyway. And we pan around, we can see I still have a mess there on the bench and under the bench, but this part here, over here, is what I was really worried about, getting that all cleaned up. And I cleaned a lot of that trash up from around the 3D printer, just scraps that instead of putting in a can or a bag, I was just throwing on the floor. I'm a slob, that's all I can tell you. Anywho, that's a good look at that. I'll go down, pan down a little bit. You can see all the way down there. There's still a few boxes over here that I've got to do something with, but and there's a few underneath the bench there that I just dragged over there because I want to go through them. One is the box with the cameras in it. The other one's the box with my amplifier, the little 30-watt amplifier. I'm going to get back on that. And like I said, just a lot of different things to do. But this is what I am up to. As you can see, I did not have any way to get in here to do anything. So instead of a project, this is what we're going on. I'm going to go around in the house a little bit and show you what I've been doing, because it's all part of the same thing. So let me do that and we'll come back. So in my room, this may not look it, but and those are clean clothes, by the way. The dirty ones are behind it. But anyway, may not look it, but I have gotten several things done here. I got the door back up. That had been off for some time. The bathroom is well on its way to being done cleaned. You can see some vinegar sitting there. other cleaning stuff over there. The whole thing I'm kind of waiting on now. I've got my little two-wheel cart in the living room. I've got to work on it. I think the axle's coming out one end. Probably needs to be fixed, I guess. So, but that chest of drawers there is going to be moved over here to this corner. As soon as I get that, there's a basket of dirty clothes in there, and all these clothes on the end are clean. But I don't usually put them in the chest. I don't even know why I've got the chest. I hang things on it, but other than that. But anyway, that's got to be moved over there, and that'll allow this door to move more freely, obviously. And so that's got to be done in here. And then the coup de grace, as they say, is getting this desk back over there behind me, and the bed is going to go where it's at. And I'm sitting on the bed right now, so but it fits well in there. I've had it in there before, and I like it on that end. That's kind of a wasted space with the way that wall runs. You can see up there. I'll look at the ceiling. You know, it's just kind of not much you can fit in there. But I managed to do this one pretty good, the workshop in there. So, but anyway, like I said, that's a look at what's going on here. Not as much in here. Let me take you in the bathroom real quick. The floor has not been done because my son-in-law was cleaning the other bathroom, and it did in fact mess up the mop. I don't know what he did to it, but it won't ring out now. Still not completely done with this, but it is better than it was, a lot better. Like I said, there was a lot of, I guess, lime deposits or whatever they call it, and I worked on that pretty hard, and I've still got to get the landlord in to work on that faucet. I think every faucet in here, you know, except for this toilet. Now, this toilet's the only one I have that does not run all the time. So that's that. I still need to do the sink. That's easy to do. And I do have some of those things you put in the back of the toilet to keep it clean, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. So let me walk out here. We'll go to the to the kitchen. This still is here. In fact, it's not shrinking, it's growing. I'll show you the other end. You see the black and white, or the LaserJet, monochrome LaserJet printer, and the realistic has found its way in here. And I am back to using the tall trash bags now instead of the Walmart bags. And I still got to do the floor in here as well. But again, it's better than it was. There's my wood shelf, or my shelf wood there that's not gotten any further than that. That's the only things left of the big pile of wood that was in here. There was a big pile in here, and you couldn't even get back over here, but now you can. So up here on the bar, that has been cleaned off very well, as a matter of fact. There's a few odds and ends I've got to get gone, but other than that, it's pretty good. Now, I did also clean the stove and the microwave and the countertops. You can see that even looks halfway decent. That's that. Now, like I said, the stove will need to be cleaned because I've been frying hamburgers. But that's about that. Like I say, the countertop is clean for the most part to this point here. I've got to do this corner yet after I get all the rest of the dishes done. I did all these dishes up here. You can see those. Those are the ones Lexi left. And got all those done. And I've got a couple more pots and pans in there to do. And probably got to run some fresh water, because I let my dishes soak for a few days sometimes. And that's how I get them clean. And like I said, I go over them and rinse them off really good. But like I said, that's all that's left there is what's in the corner there. This is clean stuff here. So again, this is my dish that I use every day. I don't bother cleaning that because, well, there's just no sense in it. I don't think, anyway, you know, so it's just me. All right, let's take a stroll into the living room. Well, let's stop off here at the bathroom first. This is the one my son-in-law Randy worked on. This was the kids' bathroom when they lived here. You know, I had four of their kids living here, and they left it in a state of, well, let's just say it was not very clean. And so I told my daughter that they should, you know, one of them or two of them or even all of them should come and clean this bathroom. I wasn't going to do it because I, you know, felt like it wasn't my job. And I provided a place for them to stay. At least they could do is keep their living space clean. But anyway, he came and did that, so it looks much better. Still got to work on the toilet. It runs all the time. Just like I say, the faucet underneath this has been turned off, so it doesn't run. The bathtub over there drips constantly. So all of this has got to be fixed. But again, it's a start. So, but yeah, he was mopping in here, and I don't somehow managed to break the mop. So, here's what it is. So let's go down the hallway. This mess here will be the last to be cleaned up, simply because I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Probably goes out in the garage, but I've got to get the garage cleaned first. And those boxes there got to be thrown out because they're just empty boxes. And this is, I think I showed you this before. This is the old Philco, and put something on top of it so I wouldn't be setting anything on it, and all the rest of the stuff that's sitting there. And this is my frame I'm taking apart and working on that, my collage that Mom made me. And those are shelves that are going to be used in the workshop. And the rest of this, now I did have a bunch of stuff that my son came and got yesterday, but I still have a lot yet to go. Those are just empty box. Well, no, that's not empty. That's the Sony box. I want to keep that because that's the actual box that came in. I want to keep that. This is odds and ends stuff. Eventually, this stereo hood Magnavox is going over there where the TV used to sit, and we'll clean that off. So the rest of it is down to a dull roar, as they say. Couch is actually being cleaned off, I guess. I've got the Sony yet. That's big Sony. And that box there I think is empty. And those packing peanuts, I'm not sure what I'm doing with that. The rest of the stuff on the floor is just odds and ends. 8-track tapes, got to go into the workshop. But all this stuff is getting there. That's the best I can tell you. And I know it may not look like I've made much progress, but you would not believe all the stuff that's been thrown out. And so that's how I know I'm making progress. So like I said, this is where I'm at doing stuff. And this may be the only video I get up on Tuesday because basically I haven't had time to do anything else. And in fact, I may not even get a Friday video up at all because I don't think you guys really care to see this all that much. So, but it is what it is. We got a heck of a rain yesterday. I mean, we got a soaking, really soaking. I got soaked. We went to, my son took us out to Cracker Barrel for, I guess, brunch. It was between breakfast and lunchtime, so we had ate down there, and then when we were leaving, it came a downpour, and he went and got the truck, so we didn't have so far to walk in the rain, but still got drenched just walking from the porch there to the, well, behind where they park here in front. About as close as he could get, so, and I got drenched then, and took me all afternoon to dry out from that. So anyway, that's a good look at all this stuff. So like I said, it is coming around. It is getting better. I'm not sure what I want to do with my guitars, but I want to do something different than leave them out here, I think. If that was in the corner, it wouldn't be too bad, but I think I'm going to rearrange this a little bit more because I don't really care for it like it is. I like the stereo because, you know, I've got it where I want it, but it needs a good cleaning, really good cleaning. Dusting, I guess, is what you'd say. But I'm going to eventually get me a new chair because this one's just about had it. I don't want to see it. I've got a pillow in there because the springs are broke down in there, and so it helps even it up. I don't sit crooked. So I've got that in there, and like I said, the chair itself is old, so needs replacing. But I'm not going to get another recliner because I don't like recliners. I don't recline very often, number one, and number two, they break. That and broke right not too long after I got it when I lived at the in Vivi, and I fixed it several times and just got tired of fixing it. So anyway, that's that. And so anywho, that's like I said, this is a look at it. It's getting dark here. It's not actually that late. It's a little after 6, I think. Maybe going on 7, but we've had cloudy day all day long. It hasn't rained yet, I don't think, today. Maybe it did this morning before I got up, but because it was a little damp out. But other than that, and the other thing is, and again, you haven't seen this, but I've been working on the Buick. I've got the felt and the window channel on one side. And I'm trying now to get the window in. The window is difficult to get in at best. And once I get it in, then I'm going to prop it up with a piece of wood or something so it'll stay up permanently until I get time to work on it more. And then I'll put the, what they call it, regulator back in it. And so it'll roll up and down and stuff like that. So that's down the road again. But I did have it started several times this week and pulled it out because I was trying to get things cleaned up and organized for the yard sale. That's the yard sale yesterday that didn't happen because of the rain. So, like I said, it is what it is. That'll probably happen next weekend. If I know my daughter, she'll probably want to go ahead and get it over with before the summer ends. You know, this would have been a good weekend probably to do it, but with the rain, it probably wouldn't. I know Cracker Barrel was crowded like crazy. Probably the most crowded I've ever seen Cracker Barrel. So, like I said, that is what it is, and like I say, that's it. So, I've talked long enough. I think it's time to close this out and get something else done, hopefully. And like I say, sorry this is the video this week, or for Tuesday at least, and you know, it'll have to do, I guess, because it's really all I've got, and I do have a lot of projects to work on, obviously. And that Sony speaker that I told you about in the last video, that's got to be worked on. That belongs to my son-in-law, Randy. He asked me if I would fix it for him. And it's just a Bluetooth speaker, but it's got good sound to it. I've used it a couple times when I was out there. And I've got the parts to fix it with. I just got a matter of taking it apart the rest of the way and getting the old port out of there and drilling a slightly larger round hole in there and putting the new jack in there and connecting the wires, and that's pretty much it. And then all he needs to do is be able to charge it, and that's the port that's messed up. So it did have a micro USB port, but Randy, as you can tell by the bathroom is not the most gentle person. And he's a large guy, 6'5" at least, I'd say. And like I said, he's not real gentle on things. So but I told him I'd fix it because, like I say, I know he uses it a lot. He enjoys music a lot, so we'll get it fixed up for him, and he'll be able to use it that way. So, all right, I'm going to get off here. I've talked long enough. Talked too long. You know how that goes. You guys have a great day. Thank you so very much for watching. Oh, and one thing I did do, I had a couple complaints about the opening intro part of my videos being a little too loud, and I have softened those a bit. So do let me know if they're better than they were, or if they're, you know, I don't know. I guess it was just the way I did it, my booming voice near the microphone, I guess. But anywho, that's that. So let me know what you think about that. All right, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.